Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video, Friday edition. I'm your host, Sterling Miller. If it's your first time here, this is an Nespresso-centric channel. We deal with the original line and the virtual line of Nespresso, some unboxings occasionally. If that's what you're looking for, you're at the right channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is normally every Tuesday. Remember, each and every video is a contest video. Every video, every month is a contest video. Be looking for the secret word. If you need to know what the rules are, check out our website at NespressoReview.com and it'll go into there. You can click on contest. It'll give you the explanation of how the rules work for that. We're gonna keep the introduction short this time. Without further ado, this week's star attraction, Il Caffe. Remember, well, let me see, what would it be? It'd be actually exactly a week. Exactly a week ago, we reviewed this for the virtual line. I have very high expectations. The virtual line Il Caffe it's one of my all-time favorite capsules now. As mentioned in the previous video, some people ask about Paris Black. Paris Black was one of my all-time favorites. It went away. Whew. Il Caffe last week. If you didn't do it, throw one in your cart, give it a shot. Let's take a look at the Aromatic Profile. A robust coffee full of roasty cereal notes. Il Caffe also has hints of peppery spice adding to its intensity. A smooth, velvety texture leads to a lingering aftertaste, making this coffee one you won't quickly forget. If it's anything like last week, that is going to be a correct and accurate statement. Let's take a look at the roasting. The Robusta beans are roasted to build intensity and boldness. The Colombian Arabica is roasted for a longer time, but lighter, preserving their acidity and developing slightly nutty notes. Let's take a look at what they say here. Exceptionally intense and velvety, roastiness 5, acidity 1, bitterness 5, body 4, intensity 13. Woo! That is up there with Napoli. They're recommending it as a ristretto and an espresso. So we'll try both. Wow, intensity 13. Last week, the virtual line was 11. This is at a 13. That might actually be okay. Let's take a look at these pods. See, there's your pod. Kind of a deep, kind of a navy blue like we had last week. Triangle or kind of a diamondish pattern. Il Caffe is stamped on the bottom. So I like that. It doesn't just say variations or something other random. Cereal notes, peppery spice, Il Caffe. Let's go brew a shot. Cafe. Round 1, this is going to be on the espresso setting, so we'll do that first. If you remember last week when we brewed this, it had some intensely thick crema. I'm looking forward to seeing if this one holds up to that. All right, it's done. Decent amount of crema there. It's got a pretty... Man, it's got a pretty intense smell. I think it's kind of like last week. It had like almost like a campfire smell to it. There's a little bit of a different, there's a little bit of almost like a tart note in that smell though, but I'm excited. Let's go give this a taste. I'm just gonna fold this in just a little bit. Definitely not thick like last week. Last week, I could literally make mounds out of the crema. So it does not appear to have that super amount of crema. Il Caffe for the original line. Let's give it a taste. Ooh. Ooh. That is, oh man. That is all of level 13 and then some. It's not bad. It was just a little shocking. Let's see here. Let's try this one more time. Now that I know what I'm in for. Wow. That's an intense hit on your palate. Yeah, the very, do they even mention woody? No, they mention cereal notes on this one. This one's got a very woody, it's got a very woody, intensely peppery. It's got a good amount of bite to it. Not overall though, not balanced bad. For as strong as everything is, for the intensity level it's at, I mean, you can't even see light through that. Yeah, it's got a very distinct, yeah, like a woody and peppery spice flavor to it. Not bad, but the body that was so velvety and creamy and had so much texture, this is good, but it is not on par with last week's Virtuo. Last week's Virtuo had a very smooth, creamy texture to it, and this one's good. Wait, what did they say on the body? They say the body's at 4. This is a high 2, maybe a 3 at best. Not much for aftertaste, just a tiny bit on the edges, like way in the back of your tongue on the edge. There's a tiny bit of bite aftertaste to it. It's pretty intense right when it comes, but then it leaves really, really quickly, meaning there must not be a whole lot of oil in it. There must not, and that body, the acidity is low. I mean, you can tell. I mean, it just doesn't have a whole lot. It's got that bitterness to it, but not an acidic aftertaste. Like I mentioned on that one that tastes like a diner cup of coffee. Yeah, that's not bad at all. It is definitely not the Virtual line. Looking at going round 2, that's still in my mouth. They don't mention woody. They mention cereal. This tastes woody to me. It's got a, like a campfire type woody aftertaste that lingers quite a bit. Whew. They mentioned doing this as a ristretto. I'm kind of scared after tasting this. Whew. All right, ristretto time. Let's go round 2. Let's go brew another shot. Il Caffe, round 2, ristretto setting. Let's get this brewing here. This is gonna go really fast. We're pulling like less than an ounce out of it. Let those final little drops get in there. Again, decent amount of crema. Boy, the smell or the bite that was there on the first smell, kind of not there on this one. Well, let's go give it a taste. Yeah, still not thick like last week. Cafe, Ristretto setting. Let's give it a taste. I think it's actually lighter. That does change the flavor of it quite a bit. Boy, oh man. I thought this was going to be actually stronger than this is. This is actually lighter. In fact, that peppery, now maybe it is almost a, okay, so this is strange. I think for almost one of the first times in my life, I'm tasting the cereal notes. This tastes, this and this do not have the same taste. This, the peppery, it is kind of way in the back. It's got a little bit of a spice, a little bit of a pepper, but the dominant flavor in the front is actually this cereal note, which I normally can't say, I can't normally taste that to save my life. Yeah. That's interesting. This was so overpowering on that initial taste, it honestly caught me off guard, if you couldn't tell. I mean, it was a little bit shocking. This, if we would have started with this would have for sure caught me off guard, because this is a totally different cup of or shot of espresso than this is. This ristretto is, I would say maybe level 8. I mean, it's for strength. Yeah, that just wipes this out. You drink that, you can't even taste anything of what this had in there. I think I'm gonna stick with the espresso setting for it. Let's try it with a little bit of milk. We're gonna do the 1.5 ounces of milk again. I'm just gonna do it real quick off camera. 1.5 ounces. We'll come back and I will be right back. Round 3, let's go brew another shot. Okay, so what we did was went back to the espresso setting. I took 1.5 ounces of milk, ran it through our Creatista, that frothing system. My wife reminded me that it's going to be hot. So I'll try not to burn myself again. All right, cafe, espresso setting, 1.5 ounces of milk. Let's give this a taste. That stands up nicely. That's pretty good. Yeah, that holds up pretty well. The peppery is back, which I expected because we went back to the espresso setting. Pretty smooth. I don't know that it's got a little bit of that spice. Let me see. I'm gonna add just a touch of sugar into this one. Like again, just a 1/2 pump type idea. I'm gonna go with that was maybe 1/4 pump. Yeah, that brightens it up a lot. The pepper is still there, the creaminess is there. This one still is not on par with the virtual line version of this. They're just different. This one's good, but that wow and that flavor that came through last week with that virtual line one, this one's just more of kind of like, yeah, it's good. Nothing wrong with it. As an espresso, it's definitely up there. I wonder if we did it last week on that one. I think we should do it this week on this one. Let's turn it into an iced coffee. I'll be right back. We got our shot, our standard 20-ounce cup filled full of ice. We're gonna add our 8 ounces of milk. I'm gonna try it just like this, kind of to keep apples for apples from last week. All right. Cafe, espresso setting, 8 ounces of milk. Let's give it a taste. For me, it gets a little bit lost, but it's got a little bit of that flavor still left in it, but it really gets lost in there. Let me do 1 pump of sugar just so we have the exact same thing as we did last week. Let me give this a little stir here. That's better. So it does benefit again from the added sugar. What's throwing me off is we have an espresso that was very, very intense. We went down to the ristretto. It really tapered off a lot. I'm wondering if we go up to a lungo, if having more time in the water, like having the coffee in the water more, would actually bow well for an iced drink, because this, while okay, it's not on par with last week's. And I'm just wondering if we need to do a little longer draw. I'm gonna do this same thing over again. I'm just gonna change this out into a lungo and see if that makes any difference. So I will be right back. Okay, so again, we got our 20-ounce glass. It was full of ice. 8 ounces of milk I don't think is gonna fit in here. So let's, maybe. It did, never mind. 8 ounces is in there. Let's give it a quick stir here. So this is Cafe Lungo Pour, 8 ounces of milk, 20-ounce glass, iced. I don't think that did much. Let me give it a pump of sugar. It's actually better there. So the espresso setting on this is honestly the best setting. Everything else just kind of seems to really alter that flavor. This, it would be one of those like, hey, I stuck in cafe into this coffee. Oh, okay. Hey, I stuck in Napoli into this coffee. Oh, okay. It's so watery, you can't tell what you put in it. The flavors of this capsule are not coming through. So the lungo pour with the milk, not gonna work. Your best bet, if you're gonna do it as an iced, is just as an espresso, which was the case with the original pour. So let's take a look at what they're doing here. Let's see. Il Caffe, Nespresso Exclusives, Il Caffe, 80 cents a pod. Well, we always have to go back to what they said to do with it originally, which was an espresso and a ristretto. As an espresso, it is potent. It's gonna surprise a lot of people with how strong it really is. And it's all of level 13, easily. As a ristretto, level 8, maybe? It really, everything that was good about the level 13 or the first espresso kind of just disappeared in the ristretto. Adding the milk and a little bit of sweetener, pretty good with the espresso shot. Espresso shot, 8 ounces of milk and a pump of sugar, not bad as an iced coffee. It just kind of is okay. Lungo again, not gonna work. So where does this guy fall? I think it falls as a purchase for what they talked about here, but on the espresso side. So purchase, 3 out of 5 pods. That about wraps this one up. I thank you once again for your time. If you would like to see anything reviewed, providing it's with the Nespresso line, Virtuo or the original line, drop that down in the comments. I'll do my best to get that out to you. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons. You guys help support the channel directly. And if you have considered or you enjoyed the content today and I've earned your support, please consider heading over to Patreon. That's patreon.com/IPON70 and support the channel that way. Thank you again to everyone for your comments and your support. Until next Tuesday, have a great rest of your day.